Hello, interns. Hello, everybody. My name is Martin Hernandez, and I am the Arts Internship Program Manager with the LA County Department of Arts and Culture, here today to talk about the LA County Arts Internship Program. But before we get started, I'd like to have my colleague introduce herself.
Hey everyone, my name is Samantha Vitia, although I prefer to go by Sam. I'm the Arts Internship Program Specialist. Martin's going to kick us off today, but I'll jump in the middle to keep us going. Go ahead,
Thanks.
Martin.
Thanks so much, Sam. Off to the first slide. So today we're here to talk to you about the LA County Arts Internship Program, which we're so excited is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. The slide that you see here on the screen is actually our mission statement. You're welcome to read it if you'd like. But what we'd like to highlight here is a couple of things. The first is we owe a lot and are so grateful for our partnership with the Getty Foundation, who runs their own internship program called the Getty Merrill Multicultural Undergraduate Internship. And their program is actually older than ours. It started in the year 1993 and gives internships to students in museums and visual arts institutions. So in the year 2000, the LA County Board of Supervisors looked at that Getty program as really a fantastic model of workforce development and giving students paid internships in the arts. And the supervisors at that time said, you know what, this is a great program. Why don't we prioritize all of the other artistic disciplines like music, dance, theater? If the Getty is going to fund visual arts institutions and museums, why doesn't the county fund everybody else? And so our program was born. We're so excited that this program has been around for 25 years, thanks in no small part to the wonderful support of the LA County Board of Supervisors. And we truly believe that students from all backgrounds can participate in this program and can really benefit from this program, whether or not you ultimately end up in the field of arts and culture. So we hope that students all across the county can take advantage of this program. Next slide. So let's talk a little bit about the numbers. This is a highly competitive program, not only for our students, but for our host organizations who want to be a part of this program. This year, we were blown away to receive requests for 311 internships from over 200 organizations, 208 in total. That's a record for us. Unfortunately, we don't have the money to fund all of the requests, but this year we are able to fund 228 internships across the region at 171 organizations. Combined with the Getty's program, these are the largest paid arts internship programs in the country, and we love that. New York gets a little close to us, but LA, really holds the court in terms of these large internship programs, and we're so grateful for the support of the Getty for helping us reach that. So one thing we want to make clear before we get too far into the presentation is that all of our internships in the program are really about arts administration. So we'll talk more about that and what that means as we go through this presentation. But these internships are not in the creation of art necessarily. There's not a painting internship or a dancing internship or an acting internship, but we have administrative based positions in a bunch of different categories that I'm going to walk through now. So this year, marketing and production internships are the largest number of positions in the pool. Marketing positions, these are internships that are helping the organizations get the word out about their programming, maybe utilizing TikTok, social media, Instagram, X, all of the different social media platforms that are out there to get the word out about the program. So a marketing intern may be supporting an organization in some of that work. Production internships would be that production of events or production of performances. So sometimes we do have stage management positions in the program, um, or audio sound mixing for certain productions. So if those are of interest to you, you would want to look under production categories. Other types of internships that exist, administration internships, so general office support, answering phones, emails, working with the public, so on and so forth. Development and fundraising, critical internships, helping all of our organizations secure grant funding and donations, which is, of course, what pays all of their bills. And so development and fundraising internships would really get to work closely with those kinds of projects. Civic engagement, engaging the community, audience services, maybe you're doing an usher, working at the ticket box, anything that's working directly with audiences. Event planning, of course, helping plan events. Arts education, if you are somebody that's interested in working with young people, especially the K through 12 system, arts education internships are mostly working with students either in school or after school or in summer camps. So those could be really interesting positions. Graphic design, of course, helping our organizations with things like flyers, website redesigns, blog posts might be under graphic design. And last but certainly not least, research and evaluation. So all of our organizations have to collect a lot of data. And so our research and evaluation intern might be supporting looking at some of that work. Now, I want to make sure that I'm clear. If you have an artistic practice, that's not to say that some of our organizations won't try to incorporate that in some way, but we want to be really clear that ultimately these internships are in the administrative field, and we believe them to be a complement to those of you that have an artistic practice. So if you're in school studying, dance or theater, and you are an artist, this internship can give you a little bit of a perspective about the other side of things, the business side of things, and how some of these organizations run, which can be really helpful to kind of round out your resume and work experience. Next slide. So let's talk about who's eligible. We get to this slide very quickly because we want to make sure that you all as students understand that we keep this program as open as possible so that as many students across the county can participate. So let's talk firstly about what you must have in order to participate. Firstly, you must be a currently enrolled undergraduate in either four-year or community college. Either is acceptable in this program. We consider currently enrolled as being enrolled in at least one class at the time of application. We do not have a minimum credit requirement or a maximum credit requirement. We just need to see enrollment in at least one course at the time of application. Let's say that you are graduating this year. Firstly, congratulations. We love that for you, and congrats on all your hard work. You would be eligible to participate in this program so long as you are graduating between May 1st and December 31st of this year, 2025. Any students that graduated last year in 2024, again, congratulations, but unfortunately, you would be ineligible for the program. You do have to be graduating this year in 2025. In addition to current enrollment or recent graduation status, you must reside in or attend school in LA County. So just to put a finer point on this, let's say that you are attending school in New York, but you grew up in Long Beach and you're going to be home for the summer. You are eligible to participate in this program because you are a resident of Long Beach and have had a permanent address. Let's say that the reverse is true. Let's say that you are from New York, but you are attending school at Cal State Long Beach. You would be eligible for participation in this program because you are attending school at Cal State Long Beach, which is within LA County. So it does have to be one or the other. A lot of the times it's both. I live in LA County and I go to school in LA County, and we love that. And you're welcome to participate in the program. Last but certainly not least, you must also possess right to work documents and the legal right to work the United States in order to participate in the program. If you are an international student, most of the time that is okay for you to participate in this program. However, you have to work very, very closely with your school partners to get a work visa. And typically that requires you to enroll in additional coursework at the school. So if you're an international student, you are eligible to participate in this program so long as you have that work visa and you would work closely with your school in order to secure that. That is actually not something that our host organizations can help you with. That would have to be done through the school. For students who are on DACA, who are DACA recipients, so long as you have valid work authorization through your DACA status, you are able to participate in this program. Now, let's talk about some things that would disqualify you, even if you meet all of the requirements on the first half of the slide. So, firstly, as I mentioned before, this program is for students who are pursuing a degree for the first time. What do I mean by that? If you are a student who already has a bachelor's or a master's or a PhD, and you are back at the four-year or community college level to get an additional degree, unfortunately, you would be ineligible for the program. This is really for students who are pursuing a degree for the first time. You also cannot have participated in this program before, and this is very, very important for our students to understand. If you've gotten an internship through this program before, you are not able to get another one. And we do ask all of our organizations to submit interns to us for approval so that we can double check that. These last two bullet points get at the fact that sometimes Sam and I get told that the arts can feel very nepotistic and that it's kind of about who you know, and that can feel very unfair. So we actually do not allow our organizations to hire interns that have been previous staff members of their organization, and they cannot hire interns that are relatives of their staff or board members. So those things are actually specifically outlawed in this program, and we hope that that makes it more fair for everyone. Down here at the bottom, it says, notice anything missing. One of the things we just like to highlight is that you do not have to major in the arts in order to participate in this program. I'm going to say that one more time. You do not have to major in the arts to participate in this program. We know that many students across the county would love to major in the arts and maybe can't for a myriad of reasons. Or maybe you've never been interested in majoring in the arts, but you want to get involved with the arts and culture community here in Los Angeles. We think all of that is valid, and we believe that students from all backgrounds should be able to apply. It's been really exciting these past couple years to see sociology majors, psychology majors, business majors, communication majors all make their way into the program because there's definitely a lot for other majors to learn from working with the arts. And so, again, you do not have to major in the arts to participate. We do not have minimum credit requirements as a part of this program. Next slide. So our host organizations, you've heard me refer to them a number of times today. I call them 501c3 organizations or arts organizations or host organizations. So this is who we mean when we're talking about them. They are nonprofit organizations that have had their charitable status for at least 2 years. To have a 501c3 status means that your organization provides services for public good at free or low cost, right? And so all of our organizations are 501c3 charitable organizations in the program. They must also be based in LA County, meaning that they are located in LA County and that their main programming is in LA County. This is to ensure that you're not showing up at an office and then they're like, okay, off to San Diego we go, or off to San Francisco we go. This is a county program. The emphasis is on supporting the field of arts and culture in LA County. And so these organizations have to be based here and their main programming has to be here in LA County. Now, when I said at the top of this presentation that the Getty funds visual arts institutions and museums, and we fund everybody else, this second bullet point actually talks a little bit about who I mean. So we fund performing arts, presenting arts, literary arts, film and digital media, as well as municipal arts agencies and social justice and social service organizations. Now, most of those I think are self-explanatory, but I want to hone in on two. The first is municipal arts agencies. So because Sam and I work at the county level, we actually get to work closely with the 88 different cities that are comprised of LA County. And some of those cities are large enough to have their own arts and culture departments. Those city arts and culture departments are actually able to apply to us to host an intern in this program. That can be a really exciting opportunity for any of you that are interested in government work or seeing how the government uses arts, utilizes arts. Those municipal arts internships can be really exciting. And usually on our website, they're listed as city of, those kinds of internships. Social justice and social service organizations are our newest grantees. They started being able to apply to the program in 2020. And these are organizations that whose main mission is not the arts. Maybe their main mission is supporting students with disabilities or supporting folks who are experiencing homelessness or working with undocumented communities, right? So their main mission is not the arts, but they use the arts or have some kind of arts programming to advance their mission. Those organizations are able to apply to interns for us, specifically for interns to those arts projects. So one of the examples we love to give is one of our oldest partners in this work is the Alzheimer's Foundation of Greater Los Angeles. Their main mission is to do advocacy and support work for individuals living with Alzheimer's as well as their caregivers. They're in Sacramento a lot of the time advocating for state resources for folks living with Alzheimer's. Fantastic organization. One of the programs that they run is called Memories in the Making, where they actually bring together individuals living with Alzheimer's and their caregivers to come together to make art as a little bit of therapy, as a lot of bit of joy, and as a lot of bit of beauty, right? So they are able to apply to this program to receive an intern to support that Memories in the Making program. There's about 18 of those organizations in the program this year, so it's not a ton, but enough to have a great offering for those of you that are interested in social justice, social service. Maybe you're a sociology major, a psychology major that's thinking about art therapy and how art can be used to enrich people and to heal people. There's some really amazing opportunities in the pool brought by our social justice and social service organizations, and we hope that you'll keep an eye out for that. Next slide. Okay, timeline. So very important slide. We are recording this video just right before our April 1st launch date, which is really the big deal for us in this program. And we're doing a lot of work right now to get ready to stand this program up on April 1st, which is when the first batch of positions will be posted to our website. There will be additional batches posted all the way through July, and I'll talk more about that in just a minute. But what I really want to highlight on this slide is the bottom half, which is ultimately the internship work window. So the earliest that internships can begin in this program is June 2nd, 2025. And the latest that an internship can go is March 1st of 2026. That is a 9-month window. And ultimately, organizations are starting and stopping internships at all different times between June and March. So there's Sam is going to go into this much more in depth in just a minute, but there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of options for you to choose from. What is critically important is that you are thinking about your schedule over these next 9 months so that you can find the internship that is right for you in terms of scheduling. Next slide. So position launch, as I mentioned, all of the positions on our website will start to be posted on April 1st, and we will have additional batches posted May 1st, June 2nd, and July 1st. Our website acts as a job board for all of the 228 positions in the program. You are applying directly to the organizations where you want to host, where you want to do your internship. You are not applying to us at the county. Please do not send us your resume and cover letter. Unfortunately, Sam and I will just delete it. We don't look at them. You are applying directly to our organizations. So here on the slide, you can see at the bottom, www.lacountyarts.org/internships. That is the website. That is where you will go on April 1st and all these launch dates to see all of the available internships in the program and to be able to apply. Um, what we can tell you for getting this far in the video is that April 1st launch date is actually 140 plus positions. So the more than half of the internships will go live on April 1st, and there will be smaller additional batches posted in May, June, and July. I'm going to wrap it up and pass it over to Sam. Now that we've talked a little bit about the overarching goals of the program, Sam's going to talk a little bit about the structure of the internship. So Sam, come on up.
Thanks, Martin. Okay, let's get into one of the more exciting components of the program, the fact that these are all paid positions. So all interns will be paid $7,148 at a rate of $17.87 an hour for a total of 400 hours. Now, 400 hours, that's a significant time commitment, but we just believe that that provides interns with more of an opportunity to build strong relationships with your host organization and your colleagues. And those relationships could really propel your career. So definitely take advantage of that opportunity. That being said, because it is a long internship, it will require planning. So this is not an internship that can be completed within a few weeks. It is important that if you decide to apply for this program, you review your calendar and responsibilities, whether that be work or childcare or school, just to help you confirm that you can complete that 400-hour time commitment. Now, if you decide you can complete the time commitment and you land an internship, there's a chance that you might be asked to run errands for work using your personal car, or perhaps you need to pay for parking on site. The expectation is that you are reimbursed for any of those fees that are accrued, and that's on top of your wages. Most organizations, they're not going to ask you to do that, but if it does happen, please know that the expectation is that you're reimbursed for any of those fees that are accrued. And lastly, of course, payroll taxes will apply. So getting hired means you'll be added to payroll. Ergo, you won't be taking home exactly $7,148. As is the case for any staff member, payroll taxes will be deducted from your check. Okay, the work. So internship duties, they will vary by position. Let's say you're here on April 1st and you notice that there are a few similar titles, but working in different organizations. Just because two internships share the same title, it does not mean that they have the same responsibilities. So just please be prepared to go into each posting, take a look at those position descriptions, and see if the role feels like a good fit for you. If there's something in a qualification section that is new to you, that is completely okay. In fact, that's the point of the arts internship program. These organizations, they understand that a majority of interns can be entering the professional field for the first time. As long as you come in and you have a good attitude and you're prepared to learn new things, you're going to be successful. So we want to highly, highly encourage you to apply for positions that really spark your interest and get you excited, even if the qualifications section feels like something you haven't done before. So a lot of these positions, they are going to be a mix of on-site and remote work. Organizations, they're typically going to detail this in the position description section that I mentioned earlier. In the case that it's not included in the position's description, it's a nice opportunity for you to come prepared to your interview to ask about the specifics of this. We all know that at the end of every interview, you're going to get asked that same question. Do you have any questions for us? So this is a nice opportunity for you to come prepared for your interview with a question. Now, the position descriptions, they're also going to include details regarding the amount of hours the intern will be expected to work, along with the start month and the end month. Please come to your interviews prepared to discuss your schedule. It's possible that an organization will work with you if you let them know in advance that maybe you're not enrolled for any classes in the summer, but you know you're going to go back full time in the fall. If they know this in advance, it's possible that they can create a schedule with you that gives you 40 hours a week in the summer and maybe drops down your hours to 15 hours a week in the fall. Just be sure that you're looking closely at the job posting, taking a look at their location, at the on-site work expectations, and also that 400-hour requirement to help you determine whether you're able to commit to the internship this year. This program, it's been around for 25 years. We don't expect to go anywhere. And if this year is not your year and you're still in school or graduating next year, you also have next year to apply. Okay, peer groups. We like to be able to provide interns with additional supplemental experiences to complement your internship. And some of the ways we do that are these smaller events called peer group events. So peer groups, they happen 1 to 2 times a month from July 2025 through February of 2026. Some of these events are virtual and some are in person. These events are organized by the AIP intern supervisors from all around the county. They plan special professional development workshops. And this past year, subjects ranged from topics such as creative recovery after a natural disaster, to how to publish a book, to even a poetry workshop. So these are really great events where you get to meet other interns working at organizations in a smaller setting. And what's really nice is that interns are required to attend at least one peer group event, but you will be paid for your attendance as part of your normal work hours. Now, let's say you're done with your 400 hours, you'll continue to receive invitations to attend peer group events, but you would be attending as an alum of the program, so you wouldn't get compensated for your time. And Art Summit. So Art Summit, it's a much larger scale event. It's about a half day long, and there's capacity for more interns to attend. We held our first Art Summit last year after a 2-year hiatus in Leimert Park. Interns, they had the opportunity to see arts and culture happening in that neighborhood, where we saw and heard from incredible arts leaders who own shops, recording spaces, and some who even led free music courses for interns. Interns, they also had the opportunity to get their headshots taken by Las Fotos Project. All in all, it was just a really special event, and we're glad to have the opportunity again this year to get together and host y'all. So we highly encourage all interns to attend. And I want to be sure to note again that all interns would get paid for your attendance as long as you're still working on those 400 hours. For community college students, thank you in advance for watching the video up until this point. We want to share with you that there are a few organizations that have expressed interest in really wanting to recruit students from community colleges. So on our website, you'll find the section Opportunities for Community Colleges. The hyperlink that's tagged here, this link, there will be a list of some of those organizations that are really excited about recruiting students from community colleges. So if you click in there, you'll see those organizations. that are interested in interviewing students from community colleges. Let's say you are a community college student and there's nothing on that list that's really exciting to you. That's completely okay. Please don't feel like you're limited to the organizations on that list. We just want to make sure you know about these organizations. And we want to encourage you to apply for whichever positions feel really exciting to you. Do not feel limited to this list. Okay, so here on the screen is our contact information. If you'd like to reach us, you can always send an email to internship@arts.lacounty.gov. And that is where the job board, oh, you can also use a QR code to get to our website, which is here. This is where the job board will be posted, and we hope that you'll consider applying. All right, I'm going to pass it back to Martin to close this out.
Thanks so much, Sam. So we compiled just a short list of questions that we get asked most often when we do this info session live and in person with students. So Sam's going to lob a couple questions at my way just so we can do a quick frequently asked questions section of the video. So go take it away, Sam.
All right, first up, I have another full-time job. Would this be a good opportunity for me?
So we definitely have interns who are able to balance this internship among other responsibilities like other work, childcare, so on and so forth. But I really just want to highlight what Sam said earlier, which is that the responsibility really falls to you all as students to understand, can you do this 400-hour internship on top of everything else that you have going on? The minimum number of hours a student can work in this program a week is 15. So you know that you are committing to at least that. So if you think that you can balance your other responsibilities on top of this internship, that is totally fine. You would just need to be sure to be clear about that with your host organization during the time that you're applying. And typically, we suggest doing that during the interview process, right? Which can seem scary, but it's better for you to be open and upfront and honest so that the organization can make the best decision for them.
Mhm. Okay, next up, are organizations allowed to hire interns at the end of their internship?
Yes, they are absolutely able to hire interns at the end of the internship. I want to be clear, there is no expectation from us that organizations do hire interns, but it happens all the time. Sam and I are no longer surprised when we hear about it. And if you think about it, this internship is really a 400-hour job interview, right? If you think about it. So why wouldn't they hire you if they've just spent all of this time training you, investing in you? So if you play your cards right, and the organization has availability of funding, I think a lot of the times they would love to be able to hire the interns. Yeah.
Okay, how many internships should I apply to?
Yeah, so I would definitely say you want quality over quantity. So what we suggest is applying anywhere between 3 to 5, 3 to 6 internships. And part of the reason we say that is because you want to submit as much as possible an individualized resume and cover letter for each of the internships that you're applying to. It is not very successful most of the time to create one resume and cover letter and just rocket it off to 100 organizations. There are interns that try that sometimes, and a lot of our organizations are very familiar with what that looks like and you know, are not going to respond well to that. So take the time to fill out, to make a strong application. You know, when we go to the schools, we talk to the career centers, and a lot of the career centers say that students don't come in to take advantage of resume workshops or cover letter workshops. So start with what your school has to offer, and put together those applications. And we say 3 to 6 because you might want to think about it the way that applying to colleges was explained to me, which is that you may want to apply for a couple of internships that you feel very confident about, that you feel like you can absolutely get, and then maybe a couple of internships that feel a little bit farther out from your skill set, but would be really interesting and exciting, and want to apply to a couple of those. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, next up, what if my school schedule changes during the internship?
You have to let your supervisor know immediately. Unfortunately, we have interns drop out every year who said at the beginning that they could take on this internship, and then they get a couple of hours in and realize that they have to prioritize school or other responsibilities and leave the internship early. We understand when that happens, but it really puts our grantee organizations in an incredibly difficult position. They've spent a lot of time and energy at that point doing the interviews and the onboarding and the hiring, and so for an intern to bow out early is really difficult on them. So if you have a change in schedule, your first order of business is to tell your supervisor so that they can work with you on a solution.
Can I do the Getty internship and the county internship program at the same time?
No, you cannot. You are welcome to do them in different years. We actually have a lot of students every year that do the Geddes program and then come to the county's program, or they do the county's program and then they go to the Geddes program, but you cannot do the internships at the same time. That would be two 400-hour internships. That's an incredible commitment. And you presumably are in school at the same time. So no, you cannot do both of the internships at the same time.
Okay, last up. Can you remind me when the first batch of internships will go live?
Yes, April 1st, 2025 is when we will be updating the website, and there will be additional positions posted May, June, and July. So by July 1st of 2025, all 228 positions will be live on our website. So that's about it, folks. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you've made it this far, internship at arts.lacounty.gov, that is where you can send us an email if you have any other questions. Otherwise, we're sending you all the good luck and all the good vibes for applying for the internship program, and we hope to see you in the program very soon. Thank you,
Take care,
everybody.
y'all.